9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Discussing everything about the afterlife and spirit world. Coming to you all the way from Ireland, it's Sandie Byrne.
This is Sandie, host of the Life After Life podcast. I want to invite you to become a patron of the podcast. For just €5 per month, you will get ad-free content, video episodes, exclusive events and discounts throughout the year as a thank you for your support. Check out the link to my Patreon page in the description box attached, or go to Patreon and search for Life After Life with Sandie Byrne. Hey guys, and welcome to another episode of Life After Life with me, Sandie Byrne. And this is episode number 114 of the podcast, but it's episode number 19 of our summer snippet series where I'm answering your questions. And in this episode, I want to answer a question that was sent in to me, and that is, when do I make the connection with spirit for a reading or for a session? Okay. And anybody who has ever done a mediumship development course, you will always have been told, never make a connection with spirit until you're in the reading, or if you're doing a live show, until you're on the stage. You're always told not to bring an energy in with you. Now, that's easier said than done, because I've always tried to live by that. But spirits sometimes have their own agendas, okay? And I have brought, spirits into readings with me because I can't help it. Sometimes, I will have a reading scheduled for, the morning. And that spirit might come through to me in my dream or, in my sleep or whatever. It might even wake me up during the night. Sometimes, I'm doing a few readings in a day and someone's loved one will come into me during the reading before theirs. And, it's just their way of letting their loved ones know that they were here for them, and that they were on time. That did happen in a reading before, where somebody's loved one came in the middle of the reading beforehand. And it was something that they had done always in life. They were always late. So in order to prove that they were there before their loved one, they came in the reading before. Okay. So it's not always possible. I also remember my very first live show as a medium, and I was so nervous. And it was actually in my hometown, the worst place that you can do a live show. And I did it for a charity. And there was about 250 people there, something like this. And I don't mind telling you, sweating buckets in the dressing room in the backstage of the theatre that it was being held in. And while I was sitting in there, I was on my own, and this lady came through to me, and she was a mother, and she was telling me to calm down. And she told me that her daughter was in the audience. She told me her daughter's name. She told me that something that her daughter had brought with her to the show, to bring her energy with her, and all of this kind of stuff. So this lady was mothering me backstage at the show, and I brought her on stage with me because I really felt, God, what if I walk out there and nothing happens? And it's the hardest thing in the world, guys. I've done plenty of stage shows, and if I was a singer, I would practice and practice and practice, and I know everything, I know everywhere I was supposed to be on the stage, etc., etc. But when you go on stage as a medium, you can't practice. You don't know who's going to be in the audience. So I brought this lady from backstage, a spirit, she was a spirit obviously, from backstage with me, and I brought her, and I said to people, look, I have this lady here, she's a mother, she's been comforting me backstage, and her daughter, and I gave the name, is here in the audience, and you have in your handbag, blah, 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 blah. And this girl was like, oh my God, that's my mother. Okay, so what I'm trying to get across to you here is that it's not always a choice. Ideally, you would only make that connection when you're sitting in front of somebody or when you get on the stage. But spirit, as I say, they have their own ideas. They want, they know there's going to be a cue of spirit trying to come through. So they want to say, okay, well, I'm here. I was here first. I want to get, my message across to my loved one first. So I can't say that there is really, a specific time where I connect to people. I do try and keep it within the session. But, it doesn't always work out like that. So it's kind of ad hoc. So there's no right or wrong time. It's just whatever spirit give to you. I take it, I run with it. And more often than not, it works out for me. Thank goodness. I hope that answers your question somewhat. It's not a clear answer, I get that. But there's nothing clear when it comes to spirit work, because every human that's working with spirit is different, and every spirit that's coming through is also different. So it's not always easy to give a yes or a no answer to these things. So I hope that gives you some clarity. Thank you for listening, and I will see you in the next episode of Life After Life. So until then, take care and stay safe.
Discussing everything about the afterlife and spirit world.